Once, a curious man approached God with a question that had been stirring in his heart. "God," he asked, "is there any work you do without moving, just by standing still?" God, with a gentle smile, replied, "Why don't you take my place in the temple for a day? Stand where I stand and see the world from my perspective. But remember, you must stay silent and observe, no matter what unfolds." The man agreed, filled with excitement at the rare opportunity. He positioned himself in the temple, embodying God's calm and silent presence, as visitors began to file in. Soon, a wealthy man entered, adorned in fine clothes and jewels. He knelt, whispered his prayers, and left a grand offering before hurrying out. In his haste, however, he accidentally left behind his purse, a purse heavy with gold and wealth. Moments later, a poor beggar cloaked in tattered clothes and marked by the hardship of his days entered the temple. His eyes fell on the forgotten purse. After a moment's hesitation, he picked it up, his face a mixture of awe and relief. Clutching the purse tightly, he disappeared out of sight. Not long after, a third visitor came, a simple traveler seeking blessings before embarking on a journey. Just as he entered, the wealthy man returned with 2 policemen by his side, distressed and anxious. He looked around frantically, then spotted the traveler and in a fury pointed him out to the police. "This man stole my purse," he declared, urging the police to arrest him. Observing all of this, the man standing in God's place felt his heart tighten with the urge to intervene. Watching the innocent traveler dragged away felt unbearable, and he could no longer remain silent. Breaking his promise, he spoke up, his voice filling the temple. "Wait, this man is innocent. It was the beggar who took the purse." The police, hearing this, released the traveler and set off to find the beggar. The man, now satisfied with his intervention, resumed his silent vigil, feeling proud of his actions and certain he had restored justice. That evening, God returned. "How was your day?" he asked with a knowing look. The man, brimming with pride, recounted every detail of what had happened, confident he would receive praise for his deeds. To his surprise, God sighed and shook his head gently. "I asked you to observe, not to intervene." The man looked at God, bewildered. "But I did the right thing. I helped bring justice," he protested, feeling both confused and slightly hurt. God, with infinite patience, explained, "You saw only a piece of a much larger plan, my child. The wealthy man you aided has lived his life bound by greed, clinging to every coin. The beggar, who is truly in need, was meant to find that purse to alleviate his suffering. By stepping in, you disrupted what was intended." The man listened in silence, his pride slowly melting into humility. "As for the traveler," God continued, "he was to be delayed, for had he left on his journey, he would have met with a terrible disaster. His arrest was not a punishment, but a protection." God paused, letting the wisdom of his words sink in. Sometimes, what appears unjust or wrong to human eyes is part of a deeper design. Until you can see all the threads woven together, silence and patience are acts of wisdom. Humbled and full of regret, the man bowed his head, realizing the limits of his understanding. In his desire to help, he had missed the larger, unseen truth. Moral: there is often a greater plan behind life's events, beyond what we can see. Learning to trust and observe without quick judgment can reveal a wisdom far deeper than our immediate understanding.